Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Henry Ford once said, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. We at the Prince Summit believe that change is the only constant. Over the years, we have brought you speakers, motivational gurus, and topics which have inspired all of us to bring a change in the way we think. From this year onwards, we are starting a new series, and this will be called Leaders of Change. These will be young and not so young business owners and thinkers for whom our industry will not just be ink on paper. Our leaders of change will shake off their past, build from heredity and technical education, and blaze completely new routes in order to achieve the extraordinary. Unless there is a yearning for change from the current, the future is always hazy and bleak. Unless you start doing the unusual, you will always have to settle for the ordinary. Unless the caterpillar squirms and squeezes, it will never transform into a butterfly. This PS, we bring you our two leaders of change, Prashant Maheshwari from Krishna Beads and Jinesh Mehta from Unitrade, Dubai. When we started to talk to them, their enthusiasm for something new, their hunger for a different result was fascinating. Their line of vision is never limited to what they see, but what they can't see. And this makes them work tirelessly to bring their dream to a fantastic conclusion. In the recent Anupam Kher movie, Shiv Shastri Balboa, the character says, the biggest risk a man can take is to do nothing. And both Prashant Maheshwari and Jinesh Mehta will never take this risk of doing nothing. I now give you Ashutosh Agarwal, our PS member, who will introduce Prashant Maheshwari, our first speaker, and chat with him on stage. Please welcome Ashutosh and Prashant.
Good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible? Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My guest today is a second-generation entrepreneur, Prashant Maheshwari. He is a graduate of the Manchester Business School, and his family business is exporting and manufacturing bags, scarves, fashion garments, and shoes, and exporting them to high-fashion retailers such as Zara, Next, Walmart, Westside, etc. His love for board games started in 2012 when he kick-started a community for playing games in Mumbai by hosting meetups all over the city, across the city. He continued this love with hosting meetups in other cities by supporting members in Pune, Delhi, Bangalore, and Chandigarh, and kick-started a movement of sorts. In 2017, he co-founded MeepleCon, the only board gaming convention in India. His company, Meeples India, uses board games for doing team-building activities for large corporations such as Roche, Johnson & Johnson, Kotak Bank, Chroma, and a lot of other SMEs. His latest endeavor is GameBay, a joint venture with Blue Orange of France to manufacture and distribute the products in India. Prashant has been practicing yoga for more than 15 years. When he's not playing games, pun intended, he teaches people yoga for free as a CSR. I'm honored to welcome on stage Mr. Prashant Maheshwari, please. Big round of applause for Mr. Prashant.
Check. Audible? Thank you, Ashutosh, for having me on stage. Thank you, everyone from the PS team here to get me on board. So, my name is Prashant Maheshwari. I am a second-generation entrepreneur. My family business is making bags, footwear, scarves, and we work with high-street retailers like Zara, Forever 21, Walmart. We've been doing this from 50+ years now. I have very fond memories of playing small board games such as Ludo, Sapsidi, Business with my friends and family. I remember these epic fights I used to have with them and so much fun with them. In 2012, I got married and my wife and I used to play a game called Ascension on iPad. And every single time she will defeat me on that game. Okay? I tried, she kept defeating me. So I did what every self-respecting husband will do. I went to Google, how to defeat my wife at this game. I found out that this game was actually an implementation of a board game and a whole different world opened to me. There were 10,000 plus games in 2012 which were listed at that point of time. There were 40 board game enthusiasts from India who had listed themselves. I made it a point to call every single one of them in the next 2 days. Poor 3 guys, they replied. I self-invited myself to meet them. And that is when I met my partner as well. We started doing meetups immediately once we hosted games throughout Mumbai. Okay? The only agenda we had was playing games and making people aware of the hobby. There was an intention at that point of time we should reach out to as many audiences as possible because the amount of fun I was having, making new friends, meeting new people which I would not meet in the new walks of life, suddenly the world opened up to me. And there were so many enthusiasts who were coming out. We started doing in Mumbai meetups in Kolaba, Bandra, Borivali. So the first thing I did was I decentralized. I took my share of games and I gave it to this guy, said, please run it, let me know what else do you need. I started seeding such communities across India where I reached out to board game enthusiasts and told them how I started this. And in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, Chandigarh, I'm forgetting few cities, but the same model got replicated where people were now meeting every weekend on tea, coffee and playing these games out there. This continued right till 2017. We were getting tons of media coverage for free and we realized, let us do something bigger. Let us bring all the community together at that point of time. So 2017, Ashutosh, we did an event where we thought 100 people will come. Okay, we prepared for it and 300 people showed up. Okay, it was a nightmare for us to manage, but the entire community was there. We then decided that there is some business model that we can do here. If 300 people are coming together at such a short notice, what happens if we plan? We formed a company, MeepleCon, and we immediately reached out to all the brands out. We talked to the Hasbros, the Legos, the Metals, and we found out the number one problem which continues to plague them is that India में सिर्फ Ludo, सांप सीढ़ी और Monopoly business ही बिकने वाला है. Okay? And I also have fond memories of those games, right? Because these are the games which were taught to us by our friends and families when we were young, right? People buy games, but there's a huge resistance in learning new games. Okay? So people buy and they will keep it in a cupboard of shame and they will never refer it to somebody else. So MeepleCon version 1 was conceptualized in 2018 where we targeted 1,000 people and 3,000 people showed up. We got tons of inquiries from people all over Mumbai first. Okay, what the hell is this? Which type of game are we playing? Parents were calling me, are you playing chess? Are we playing chess? Are we playing chess? Are we playing chess? Like, no, not chess. Everything else is out there. It was a massive success for us. 2019, we planned the same event, but on a larger scale. We planned for 3,000 people, but we had an attendance of 6,000 people. But this time around, we saw a massive change in the demographics. We saw that we had designers who were approaching us from all over India, from Bangalore, from Hyderabad, Cochin, Patna. These guys have made 1-2 games and they wanted access to a large audience. So these guys came here. We found out that companies from France, from Dubai, from US wanted to test waters in India, and MeepleCon became a very safe space for them to see and meet these targets. Okay? These guys came onward, and between the board game enthusiasts, this became the mecca. Okay? मैं तो MeepleCon जा रहा हूँ, बस वहाँ पे देखेंगे क्या करना है. Okay? And tons of fun. This was pre-COVID. From 2015 onwards, we also started realizing these board game enthusiasts of ours, they started calling us to their companies. Yeah, we have played this game, now make our colleagues play. Well, fair enough. We went to the companies Ashutosh mentioned, Johnson & Johnson, Kotak, Mahindra. We curated the games for them so that team building, team bonding activities are promoted. We selected game with which cross-functional teams can start. Otherwise, accounts का बंदा और inventory का बंदा हमेशा लड़ता ही रहता है. Now suddenly they are playing a game together for the same time. The CEOs, the CFOs, everybody is playing in the same room by the same rules. Okay, massive success. Okay, we have tons and tons of inquiries. Difficult to figure out where to go. Post COVID, we are having our biggest ever MeepleCon convention 2 days from now. Around 15,000 people are expected this time around. Thank you. We've got all the big boys in the toys and games industries, the Hasbros, the Metas on board, okay? But the thing that I'm the most proud of, seeing small designer come up with themes which are unimaginable and so personal to us. There are people who have designed games for Shivaji Maharaj because he was tired of his son just aping the Marvel heroes. We've got somebody who's created a puzzle game on Indus Valley civilization because he did not want random puzzle pieces to be done. Okay? Somebody's made a game on Mahabharat, somebody's game made on Bible. Such innovative concepts, it just floored me completely. Lastly, the third endeavor, I am now working with a couple of brands. GameBay is my latest venture, where I am talking to tons of publishers who want to come to India and who do not know whom to reach out to manufacture their games in India. So I'm very happy to share this journey with you, Ashutosh.
Fantastic. Thank you, Prashant. So bring me back to the first question, that with this current foray in the tabletop gaming industry or the board game industry that you talk about, how do you see, or do you see a larger role that print service providers or print manufacturers can be a part of this industry? And also, do you see this as a business opportunity where existing printers can use their existing capabilities to service this industry?
Okay. I have another question which is lined up on the same line, so I'll combine those two. Sure. If you can read that, that would be helpful.
Okay, of course. So the next question is that you mentioned when we were talking before this, that one of the disturbing factors for you is finding a quality printer or manufacturer who can produce the quality of games that you are looking for. I know that this has kind of been a pet peeve for you and you are actually looking for somebody. But can you please elaborate more on this as to what has been your experience, and also what do you suggest that we should change in order to meet this expectation?
So Ashutosh, before I begin my session of complaining, I would like to say I love the print industry right here, okay? You can only complain or be angry at people you love, okay? So I love you guys, okay? Before I start, okay? The general idea that most printers or manufacturers will have will be some loner who has made a board game, some professor of maths who's figured out a board game and he's talking to you and completely wasting your time away. So I picked up 3 outliers whom I wanted to present. This first one is from a company in Goa, okay? These guys in 2017 reached out to Kickstarter, which is a platform where you can raise money. These guys raised 2.8 CR worth of pre-sales, okay? Further, next year, they raised 2 CR worth of additional sales, okay? It's been 3 years, this game is conceptualized in India, but sadly, it is being made in China. The owner is not able to find one single partner that is able to achieve his vision, achieve the quality that he's looking out for, achieve the QC that he's looking out for, okay? It's a shame, seriously, here, okay? The second game here, from a lady in Mumbai. This lady conceptualized the game in the beginning of 2022, okay? She also went on to Kickstarter, raised 10 lakh rupees. It took her 8 months to find one single partner who was willing to make games for her, okay? She shared with me yesterday, it was the most harrowing journey of her life. Continuously she was being told, अरे बोर्ड गेम छोड़ना, कार्ड गेम बना देते हैं. तो नहीं बनाना कार्ड गेम, अरे कार्ड गेम जल्दी बन जाएगा, कार्ड गेम बनाओ, okay? She could not a vertically integrated unit, so printing had to be done somewhere, boxes has to be done somewhere, and no printer was willing to take the responsibility of complete QC. मैं नहीं करने वाला भाई, इसमें आपका प्रॉब्लम है, वो आप देखो, okay? Somehow she's found a partner. She's happy with them. I wish them luck. Lastly, this is from a company called Blue Orange, okay? The one which I am representing. This is a company which does 16 million euros worth of board games per year, okay? So considerable resources behind them. It took me 6 months to find one single partner that we can work with, okay? We want one more. But this is the journey of people with considerable amount of funds behind them, raw power behind them, and yet it took them so much amount of time. China has more than 80% of the market share of organized board games manufacturing worldwide. There are companies who want to de-risk themselves due to the latest geopolitical situation. Modi ji is pushing for make your toys in India. They have, as of Feb 23, Ashutosh, I believe a 70% import tax is being put down, and yet these games are being imported because a partner is not willing to do it in India. Okay, it's a shame, and I believe it's a massive opportunity right here. This tabletop industry, it absolutely cannot survive without the printing industry. The entire product is paper. There's nothing else, paper and cardboard, right? So yeah, there's a huge opportunity, guys. What can be done? Talk to these guys. Talk to them, educate them, tell them what needs to be done. Maybe work on some MOQs, maybe figure out what is best could be done. I understand that you have your standards, you have your die cuts and tons of other manufacturing issues because of which this cannot be done. But telling somebody who's made a board game to just make it a card game so that her creativity is stifled is not done. Okay? And imagine I have access to 100 plus entrepreneurs, business owners, designers, publishers who have just got concepts on paper. Whom do they reach out to? There is nobody that they know they can reach out to who could be a single point of contact or a couple of contacts that can help them bring their dream or reality to life. So I really feel it's a huge opportunity, Ashutosh.
Fantastic. So talking about China, you're talking about China being the largest manufacturer of board games in terms of the quality and the variety. Now we've been hearing about the China Plus One story in India since the last few years, ever since the outbreak of COVID, and we're hoping that India can join the bandwagon, become a quality manufacturer for buyers across the world. Now, are you suggesting that this can be instead an India story and not a China Plus One story? We heard Mr. Ranesh Bajaj this morning also talk about the same concept. So would you resonate that thought?
I absolutely will resonate this thought. There's no doubt about this, that this opportunity exists. We have some of the most ancient games out there, What is stopping us from doing this, right? People are making games using textile, people are making games using print, which you guys are a master of. I don't see why we cannot overtake China in this. Absolutely.
So what according to you do you think is the limiting factor? Is it the intent, or is it that we don't have enough resources, or what do you think is the limiting factor that your industry is facing this challenge, an uphill challenge?
I think it's a classic chicken and egg story, right? That you guys want the MOQ so that you will be able to invest some resources so that the industry can grow, but the industry will only grow once you guys support and do some things, okay? There are tons of you out there who have started this, okay? But we just need more people to join this movement. We owe this to our next generation to have these games out here, right? As somebody mentioned before, WhatsApp, the green tick, the blue ticks, they completely suck us away. I think these games are the ones which bring us back, right? They're completely digitally detox. You be with your family, you do nothing else. You're aligned by the game. So yeah, we definitely need to do this, Ashutosh.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I hope everybody's listening in this room. We're all a lot of printers here, and that's a great potent opportunity. So going to the next question, are you open to collaboration with the industry who can facilitate bespoke games, help you manufacture and market them, reach a wider audience? What do you think that we need to do?
So Ashutosh, I have an ulterior motive to come here. Can I share that with you?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. So I am here on behalf of roughly 150 odd designers, retailers, publishers, okay, who are from all over India, okay. These guys are coming to MeepleCon, which is 2 days from now, okay, and they would love to meet you guys. Really, they would love to meet you, okay. All they want is a helping hand that, okay, you guys are the one who can help them. They would love to meet you, okay. We've got publishers flying down from US who have already got the licenses of many such games, okay. Right now when they're importing these games, they are costing in upwards of 4,000, 5,000 rupees. They understand that India is a market that nobody will buy them. So all they want is manufacturing partners, printing partners such as yourself who can give them service, and we can connect you to them happily.
Awesome. We have a short video for MeepleCon. If you permit, we can play it.
Yeah.
Can you have the video for MeepleCon, please?
This board game convention here in Mumbai ever.
A lot of fun.
I can't believe how many games are there.
I really love the way the board games were taught to everyone.
This year there were a lot more Indian games.
I got a chance to play some games that are designed in India.
We had 1,200 students today and we played 2,000 rounds of math board games. They solved 1,50,000 equations.
Electrifying environment.
We were not having any time to look towards our mobiles.
The stalls that these guys have set up, we are so happy with it.
The MeepleCon experience was very good. The response was fantastic.
That's one thing about board games. It really brings people together.
There were a lot of people of all age groups.
The response has been just so amazing.
It has been growing enormously year after year.
We were here last year, and sheer magnitude of people attending, I would say, is twice and double fold.
That's it.
So, Prashant, that's the event that's happening 2 days later. Thank you so much for being here with us at
Absolutely, my
leading
pleasure.
that important event. But if I want to attend MeepleCon, how can I do it?
So, number one, we have worked with team PS23. We have 20 passes that we are contributing here to get you guys on board. Or you guys can, thank you. Or you guys can come on board to meeplecon.in and just buy the passes. It's at Phoenix Market City, Kurla from Feb 18 to 19, Saturday and Sunday. It's a whole day event out there. Come just see this board game revolution which is happening in India. It would be a shocker for you like it was for me in 2012. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you. That was lovely. I would please call Vivek Tibriwala and Vishwanath Shetty to give Prashant as well as Ashutosh the memento. If anybody wants those MeepleCon passes, please connect with Prashant. He's there for the rest of the evening. And if somebody could take the table away. So a big round of applause, please, for both Prashant as well as Ashutosh.